You might be a do-it-yourselfer doing your own shower at home and trying to figure out how the heck do you get it so that your niches line up with the grout lines perfectly. So you can see here, I'm getting through all the tiling, everything's lined up beautifully, and it's not easy to do, that's for sure. So things you have to take into account are, when measuring out where to put the niche, you have to think about all the spacing for your individual tiles, because you want the grout lines to line up horizontally this way, but you might also want them to line up with a vertical grout line like so. So you need to figure out spacing from the floor, but as well as spacing from the far wall. Things you might think about trying is laying tiles out with spacers on the ground, measuring it all out, but it's hard to take into account, such as if the floor isn't done, how high the floor is going to be once you've got the tiles in or the mosaic in. Other things are, you might put some tile up against the wall and measure from the wall, but you have to take into account any imperfections in the wall, amount of grout or thinset you put behind, etc., etc. So the best way, in my opinion, to get it so everything lines up absolutely perfectly, especially if you're not a professional and do this all the time, and you have time to do this, it's not like you're on a job that you need done in a day, is get your floor, your base done, and get your first few rows of tile in. So what I did is got the floor in, and I got the first, second, third row on the non-niche wall done, as well as the first and second row on the niche wall done. Once you have those first few rows done, then you can easily take a laser level, like I have right here, and you can run the laser from this line, top of this tile, all the way across and make a line. Then you know at least where the bottom, where the bottom of your niche needs to be. You also have a grout line right here for this first row, so you can run a laser line all the way up the top, and now you've got at least an idea of where you need to center for the centering of your niches and the height of your first niche. If you're going to do multiple niches like this that you're trying to space between the tiles, then what you can do is, well, measure from the floor or the bottom of your lowest tile all the way top to this third tile, take that measurement and transfer it from the bottom of where this tile is going to be all the way to the top, all the way up to here, and then you've got a really good idea of where the niches are going to land, or at least where all the tiles are going to land. Once you've got that figured out, you can start installing your niches. Doing it that way, what it means is, yes, you've only got the first few rows in, and then you have to stop and put in your niches and then do the waterproofing. But if you have the time to do it and you want it to look absolutely perfect, then that is going to be your best method. If you do it that way, you can guaranteed see, or at least measure out very easily, exactly where all these tiles are going to place. And once you know exactly where the tiles are going to place, you can plan out your niche. These were prefabbed Curdy niches, and I used a waterproofing layer on top of it just for extra protection and for ease as well. But you might want to make a custom niche. You could, if you lay your tiles out, or at least lay out where your tiles are going to sit, then you could take masking tape and plan out some cool looking niches. You know, if you wanted like a really super wide one, wherever, you could do whatever you wanted. But to get it so it lines up absolutely perfectly, the best thing to do is get your first few rows in. Like I said, the non-niche wall, I did the first 3. And on the niche wall, I did the first 2. That gave me room to do my waterproofing and to also line everything up. And I got it all lined up where I'm literally going to be just within about a 1/16 of an inch within like the limit of my tiles. So doing it that way made it so I could have it perfect and fall right within that allowable range, so I don't have any issues. So anyways, I hope this video helps, because I know I was trying to figure it out and looking up, and it seems like the people that are pros that do this every day, they just somehow do it. But I also know a lot of people try measuring out and then they're off by 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 an inch, and then they have problems. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have some other good ideas, please leave the comments below and help others out.